So we got a big update on a projected key starter on the Baltimore Ravens rebuilded offensive line, as well as Zay Flowers and some other key players on the offense putting in some work, a recap of Ravens Rookie Minicamp, and much more Baltimore Ravens news. So welcome in to another episode of Ravens Reports. It's your guy Noah here with For the Flock, as always, bringing you guys our top 5 news reports and storylines coming out of our Baltimore Ravens today, man. Thank you guys so much for helping us get to 40,000 subscribers, man. I got a heart of gratitude for every single one of you guys that have been supporting and commenting, liking the videos, man. You guys are awesome. The For the Flock family is growing, and I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Let's dive into the content. First of all, it's always a great day when our counterpart, the Baltimore Orioles, you know, our O's, man, they get the win against Cincinnati. And this was a lot of fun. We saw Zay Flowers at the Orioles game the other day, and I love to see the football players supporting the baseball players and the baseball players supporting the football players. But now that the Orioles just swept the Cincinnati Reds, I believe they won 11-1 today, Baltimore has now swept Cincinnati in both football and baseball back-to-back. The Ravens put the whoop on the Bengals this last year, swept them, and then did the same thing in baseball. Really fun to see Baltimore absolutely dominating the city of Cincinnati. Really fun, really enjoyable to see that happening. But also really cool to see Zay Flowers at the games and some other players supporting each other. At number 2, the Baltimore Ravens wrap up Rookie Minicamp, and this was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to see the rookies out there moving around on the field for the first time. There's a couple of big takeaways here, but the first one is John Harbaugh on Devontae Walker. Here's what he had to say.
You knew he was going to be fast, and you knew he was going to be big and fast. I was impressed that he showed that. I was impressed with how well he moved, changing direction. You know, I didn't know if he was going to change direction quite as well as he did the last 2 days. So caught the ball really well. So yeah, he's off to a great start.
So he knew that he was big, tall, long, fast. He said that he caught the ball really well, but also had the change of direction skills that he didn't know would be that good when he saw him in person. That's exciting to hear, because if Devontae Walker can develop some of that route running edge to his game, you know, with the wide receiver coach Greg Lewis and T. Martin helping him coach up as the quarterback's coach and all that good stuff, if he can, you know, clean up some of that route running, Devontae Walker really does have a lot of upside. We're talking about the long arms, the frame, the vertical speed. He can run away from guys with the ball in his hands. He's got the physical tools to be a really, you know, high-end difference-making wide receiver. Now, the key difference, in my opinion, of whether or not this guy's a solid, you know, wide receiver 3 or 4, you know, vertical threat to your offense, which is a great role in and of itself, but between that role and like a legit number 2 to number 1 potential type of receiver that can do it all is, if, you know, how much he can develop as the route runner. To hear that he is changing direction well bodes well for his ability to route run. Now you just got to learn how to run the routes, how to connect with the quarterback, the timing and all that great stuff. But nonetheless, great, encouraging stuff to hear from Devontae Walker. And at number 3, speaking of the Ravens Rookie Minicamp, this fired me up, baby, because Andrew Vorhees, the guard from last year who the Ravens traded back into the 7th round to go get this football player, who, by the way, tore his ACL at the combine and then decided, well, I'm not done yet. I'm going to go ahead and, you know, knock out a couple of bench press reps and put up some really impressive numbers with a swollen, torn ACL on one of the most important days of my life, NFL Pro Scouting Combine. Like, absolutely insane stuff from Andrew Vorhees. The Ravens are hoping that he can be that starter now that he's healthy, but he decided to go to rookie minicamp because he didn't have that last year, and John Harbaugh said he looked absolutely fantastic. Here's what John Harbaugh had to say on Andrew Vorhees.
Look, he looked well trained, very well trained. He's been here, as you know, Jameson, just basically working out for a whole year, and he was already a strong guy. He bench pressed without an ACL last year and almost set a record, right? And he looks strong, man. He looks great. I'm looking at him right now. He's big, he's strong, moving his feet well. He's been studying for a whole year, and I thought he looked like you'd expect him to look.
I really do think Andrew Vorhees is going to take one of these spots. We got a chance to hear from him on the Baltimore Ravens The Lounge podcast, and this guy, not only does he have the physical traits and tools and the talent, the skill, you know, look at the film from his college. He was going to be a 3rd or 4th round pick, an early guard off the board, but he's got the stuff in between the ears, man. The mentality, the work ethic, those intangibles are really there for Andrew Vorhees as well. If you guys listen to that conversation, it's very apparent that he's made up of the right stuff. I expect Andrew Vorhees to probably take the left guard spot. We'll see, because Ben Cleveland, he's been best suited on the right side of the offensive line as the right guard, so we'll see how that shakes out there. There's also Saleh in the mix, as well as some other rookies, some veterans like Josh Jones that came in as well. So there's going to be guys competing for these offensive line spots, and I do expect the Ravens to have a pretty sound offensive line when it's all said and done. Also really excited about Roger Rosengard. John Harbaugh talked about Rosengard and said that his athleticism, his movement skills, and versatility, he's going to be a really good offensive line for years to come. Excited to see what Rosengard can do, and if he can provide a major spark to this offensive line, a solid starting piece on the right tackle position, because I think it's an open competition between Daniel Falele and Roger Rosengard. Now, I know the Ravens want to see their 2nd round pick get on the field early and contribute, but if he's not ready, don't be surprised if Daniel Falele is out there, because Rosengard, he's talented. There could be some bumps and bruises along the way. He needs to up his playing weight and strength a little bit, but the potential is there, and I really hope that he develops into a really nice starting right tackle for years to come. He also has left tackle versatility. He was a natural left tackle, got moved to the right side in college to protect the 1st round pick, Michael Penix's blind side, because he's a left-handed quarterback. That's why I got moved to the right side. So really excited to see the future of not only this rebuilt offensive line, but how Rosengard falls into that. At number 4, this is the real good stuff, man. This is why you got to do these videos, right? Because Charlie Kolar, he got himself a new haircut, and here's Lamar Jackson's reaction.
Homie! Oh, Charlie, we'll put out the screen, man. They tripping, homie.
If you notice on the bottom, he has a white chocolate. Man, Charlie Kolar coming in with the cornrows. Absolutely love it. And, you know, this kind of gives me an excuse to talk about Charlie Kolar as a football player, because I really like Kolar. This guy, he's going to have some meaningful snaps on the field this year. He's a big target for Lamar Jackson, and he's going to be that inline tight end that gets his head in on the run game, gets his nose dirty, man, because he's going to be in there blocking guys. You know, he looks like he put on some size, some mass there. He looks big and strong, and I can't wait to see him, because I think he can also catch the football excellent, man. I know the Ravens have 2 really talented tight ends ahead of them, but on the 12 personnel packages and stuff like that, the run-heavy stuff, I'd love to see Charlie Kolar in there in the run game and then leaking out in some routes, some, you know, hard play action under center. Charlie Kolar is going to make some plays for the Ravens in 2024. I full-heartedly believe that. And at number 5, 2 other guys that are going to make some plays for the Ravens are Zay Flowers and Rashad Baitman. Here's a clip of Zay Flowers putting in some work in the weight room. This guy looks like a physical freak. He does not have the super big frame as far as his height. What is he, 5'9" or so? But, man, this guy is rocked up. He's been putting work in the offseason. I'm expecting Zay to have a monster year in year 2. Highly recommend, like I've said in videos past, make sure you got Zay Flowers on your fantasy team, because the guy's going to make a difference. Rashad Baitman, he continues to put in the work as well. Here's him working out on his own. Man, if Lamar Jackson and Rashad Baitman can connect, this is going to be a really, really imposing, weapon-laden offense for Lamar Jackson with Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman, Devontae Walker, Keaton Mitchell, Derrick Henry, Isaiah Likely, Mark Andrews. Man, I'm so excited about some of these playmakers that Lamar Jackson's going to be dishing the ball to. Between Zay and Bateman, I'm really excited for these 2 guys. I think they'll both be over 800 yards this year. I'd love to see them both get over 1,000, but they're definitely both going to be over 800. Man, I'm excited to see what these 2 guys can do working together. We got to hear from Rashad Bateman in a recent interview, and he was not healthy going into the season. Remember, he missed almost all of training camp and was not part of the offensive install and not getting on the same page, the chemistry with Lamar Jackson, working with him in the offseason because of that injury. Now he said he's going to be doing that this offseason with Lamar, you know, working out, catching some footballs together, and they'll also have that time in training camp, and he'll be more part of the offensive install, the identity of the offense with Todd Monken. Remember, a new offensive coordinator trying to build a new offense without a receiver in training camp has got to be a big challenge, and I'm expecting some big uptime, some uptick in his production for the Ravens 2024, man. And man, don't forget to hit that like button if you got any value out of today's content. Make sure you got your subscribe and notification bell on, man. I gotta tell you, I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. I really mean it when I say that. I don't just say it to say it, man. You guys are awesome. So when you guys log into YouTube and you click on one of these videos, and not only do I hope that you get some good Ravens information, right? Your news, your analysis, some content, you know, all the top 5 storylines and takeaways in a relatively short amount of time, right? I hope you guys also get some positivity and some value. You know, I hope you guys enjoy being part of the For the Flock family. That's why we're here. I love how football brings people together from all different walks of life. I love the meaning behind this channel, man. If no one ever has told you, you know, I hope you also know that God loves you, that he has a plan for you. And I'm so excited to keep growing this channel with you guys. And I'm so grateful to have you guys in my life on this channel here. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I hope you have a fantastic day, and we'll see you in the next video.
Ray, when he wasn't looking, he ran me over.